What's up, guys? I'm Kyle, also known as the Pandaman. Today's video, I'm gonna tell you how men in their 40s should be fasting. You are a king, and that's gonna go hand in hand with the feast I tell you about later in the video. But you're a king, you are a pillar. You are the one who sets the tone for your family, for your community, whether you like it or not. People look to men for leadership and for guidance. And if you're not leading yourself, how are you gonna lead anybody else? Now, I get it that you might be out of shape, overweight, and you've tried diets. You might be on other things like Ozempic and things that are trying to work around the way the body is supposed to work. It's not gonna work. I have so many men in their 40s, I'm in my 40s, that I've taught how to fast successfully, where they no longer have to diet and they can actually feel like the strong man they are, because you have it within you. So first step for men in their 40s that are going to fast, you need to realize that you don't need to micromanage your food. You don't need to count your calories. You don't need to track your macros. Now, you could do that if you want. It's good as far as knowledge, learning what's in certain foods. I used to do that, use the nutrition almanac, and I would write down everything I ate, and I would weigh everything manually before all the apps, before cell phones even. So I learned a great depth of knowledge as far as micronutrients and what's in each food. And for years, I would diet my butt off to get ready for bodybuilding shows. Or if it wasn't a competition year, I would get in shape for the summer. But man, it would be a struggle until I figured out the Panda diet and how to do long form fasting. Know that if you're in your 40s, guys, testosterone is going to be lower. That's something that I talk about a lot as well. By the way, testosterone replacement therapy, you should definitely look into that. But your body changes, right? Or at least that's what we've been told. I was told that by the older guys at the gym way back in the day. Wait till you get to your 40s. Your joints are going to be killing you. It's going to be hard to get out of bed in the morning. You're starting to get a little flab around your belly. This is all just part of getting a dad bod. I say that's nonsense. And there was a brief period of time when I was starting to accept that fact with myself because I was just so frustrated. I would diet all the time and I would just spin my wheels. It was such a struggle to get lean. That's the first thing you got to recognize. There is a way to, quote unquote, reverse the process of aging. You should be knowing that as the king, you are entering your prime in your 40s. Your 40s and your 50s are the prime of your life. You look at physical capability, if you train right, when you look at intellectual capacity or knowledge, earning capacity when it comes to your finances, and wisdom. Wisdom is your applied experience, being able to impart that to your children and other people out there. So get the mind right first, man. Now let's go into what the fast looks like, what the feast should look like, and how you would base that around your training. Fasting. If you're doing a 16 to 18 hour fast, it's not going to do much. I have so many people that have messaged me throughout the years. I've tried fasting. It doesn't work. That type of fasting doesn't work. It's not going to do anything. And it gives fasting a bad name, quite frankly. I did that for 5 years. Your 16 to 20 hour fast. And I liked it because I felt better, but I wasn't seeing the physical changes within my body. And it kind of left me in that world still where I had to play the calorie game, right? Or at least I thought I did, which left me frustrated. So your fast, I want you to start with the 48-hour fast, Sunday night to Tuesday night, okay? I like doing that because most people, Monday is a very social activity night for most. And it's the start of the week, so you get back into your routine. Sunday, I like to do my cheat meal, for lack of a better term, my free meal, whatever. I do a giant ice cream sundae. Been doing that for over 20 years. Eat whatever. You know, we had cheesesteaks this last Sunday, which was awesome. Cheesesteak and French fries. But once you finish Sunday night, there's no more food coming in until Tuesday night. Now, what can you do within that fast? Within the fast, you can have your black coffee. You can have tea. You can drink the juice, snake juice, or the undisputed juice, which has basically all your electrolytes within it. Salt, potassium, magnesium, okay? So you want that stuff within there. You consume that. Now, this sounds a lot harder than it is. You're thinking, I'm gonna be hungry, I'm gonna starve, can't deal with it. You gotta get your mind right. So you set the mind, realizing you're the king. And once you make a decision, just like the panda, it's black or white. There's no let me see how I feel. This is building mental muscle. This is a chance for you to regain confidence in yourself and to prove to yourself that you can do something that most people think is extremely difficult. There's an essence, a component of self-mastery that comes along with learning how to fast properly. The Bible talks about fasting many times, and it says when you fast and when you pray, not if. Fasting will help you develop a still mindset. And that decision-making capability that you develop through fasting and the self-mastery over the inner dialogue, because you're going to have doubts. You're going to try to say, oh, I'm hungry, I got to go eat. Somebody's going to tell you it's not healthy. You're going to go into starvation mode. All this nonsense that people spew, for lack of a better term. You will learn to gain control over that because it comes down to you and what's going on in here. That's it. You don't need anything else. You're not going to starve to death. You're still going to be able to perform. I'll talk about the workouts in the next section because that's a key component to accelerating the progress that you want to have. But that's how you do the fast. It's very simple, guys. It's in my book, The Panda Diet. I have so much content out there about it. There's no secret behind it. The real secret is the mindset, right? The real secret is, what are you going to do when the doubts come, when the demons strike, when you feel that hunger pang and you realize, you know, I'm not eating today. I can't turn to food. Food is a drug. Most people will turn to it. Most men turn to it to relax, to change the state of their mind. And it works temporarily. But how do you feel if you had a whole roll of cookies at 3 o'clock and then you still got dinner coming up and then you have a snack after that? You don't feel good. I know you don't feel good doing that. There's no sense of control with that. You're going to feel sluggish, not going to feel right. It's not the way the body was designed to eat. So now let me tell you about the feast. So now it's time to feast. You got to your 48-hour mark, right? That's where we're starting. Tuesday night rolls around. I want you to realize that once it's time to feast, all work should be done for the day. You should have no physical labor or workout you have to go do after you eat. I believe once you eat, that's it. You're not going to train. You're not doing work. None of that nonsense. This is something to look forward to because when you feast, it should be a time to celebrate and to relax. You want to be in a certain part of your nervous system when you eat. The parasympathetic, which is where you rest, digest, recover, sleep, all this stuff. It's part of the reason I recommend the dinner time feast. It should tie in and blend right into you winding down and then eventually going to sleep. You don't want to eat, have to be in the parasympathetic nervous system and then get all stressed out because of work, right? It's like your foot is on the gas and foot is on the brakes at the same time. Now, the structure of how I like to do the feast. Start with fruit, whatever fruit you like, however much you want. I eat about a 3 to 4 pound bowl of fruit every night that I feast. I usually do frozen cherries, frozen grapes, pineapple, apple, orange. I'll even put cottage cheese and macadamia nuts, cashew nuts on top. But just start with the fruit, right? Get a feel for that first. And there's a few reasons I have in other videos why I recommend to do that first. But after your fruit, you go into the main portion of your feast. Just anything that came from the earth. Any vegetable is fine. I like broccoli. I like a lot of different vegetables. Broccoli is my go-to. And I'll put that, cook it in some butter, put some hummus on the side, and I dip it in that. Then, good carb source. Last night, I had baked potato with butter and salt. I did some sourdough English muffins with some wild-caught salmon burgers that Devin made, and it was delicious. I eat until I'm full. Then, the dessert. Usually soaked oats. I'll put oatmeal with raw milk, cinnamon, stevia, cocoa. And I like to have that in case, you know what, I still want to eat more. Boom, it's there. I'll put some frozen blueberries with that, some peanut butter or almond butter, and it's absolutely delicious. And I eat until I'm full. I got no more room in my belly when I'm done. And I love it. And each night when that time comes around, after my 48-hour fast, it is a celebration. We give gratitude, me and my family. We pray before we eat. That's something fasting really got me into. Really kind of opened up the spiritual world, my connection with God through fasting. So that's your feast. When you're done, you can go for a 10-minute brisk walk, right? Nothing crazy, just walk, call it a digestion walk, and then chill out, get ready for bed, go to bed, repeat the next day. You should sit at your throne with that feast and realize that what's going to happen when you do this week after week, month after month, year after year, your body is going to change dramatically. You're working on the hormones with this, on the physical level. Mentally, you're developing that self-mastery. Spiritually, you're becoming closer to God when you fast. I've talked many times before about devil, Satan, does not want you fasting. Why? It's probably the most powerful weapon that you have in the fight of good versus evil. We're all in that fight. Those negative thoughts you have about anything, they're not random, guys. You're being attacked by forces that want to keep you down. Now, let me touch on the training, too. You should never train after you eat. It should always be beforehand. Once you eat, like I said, that should be it. Training should be intensely. But you got to start where you're at. Maybe that's just a walk. Today was walking up and down my steps. I did some body weight calisthenics. So it doesn't have to be in the gym every day. But get after it, train. We're really trying to tap into this primal of being a man, for fasting and training. It's a hunter-gatherer. You go out and hunt to earn your food. That's your workout. Push yourself. It's further going to have an effect on the hormones, further going to accelerate your progress. You put those two things together and you do that daily. You fast, you beast, which is your training, and then you feast, and then you repeat. Remember, you're a king and you're entering your prime right now if you're in your 40s. You're in your prime, I should say. People will respect you if you respect yourself first, which means taking control of the physical body. Your body is a temple. I hope that helps. If you have questions, post them down below. Got your back always. Appreciate your support. If you would like to have this mapped out on a piece of paper, then click the link in the pinned comment. There is a free gift I have for you that lays everything out. It's in the pinned comment. Click on it, download it. You get on my email list too, which is a huge bonus. People love my daily emails. They're highly entertaining, I've been told, and informative. Click that link below, guys.